All right, so we got the concrete out here. We got 30 bags to fill up this. This is roughly 76.5 by like 80 something inches. And that's only because, as you can see there, it goes in a little bit more here. So we're gonna take this out. We're gonna pour 15 bags. And then afterwards, we're gonna lay this metal on there. And then we're gonna pour the rest, screed it to make sure that it's even. And then after that, we're gonna start the watering. So. Okay, so we're working on the screeding now. Pretty much a pain in the ass because when you're screeding, a lot of it moves, and then you'll have a lot of low spots that you got to fill in. Kind of tedious work. You really have to have somebody else with you unless it's a smaller area. But yeah, so far so good. 30 pound 20 60-pound bags, 10 80-pound bags, so 30 bags total. Seems to be pretty good. We're still using one 80-pound bag to fill in all of the little areas up here, but so far so good. All right, so here it is. After we finished the screeding, we did the first misting. That's why it looks a little wet. One of the problems of doing a dry pour that's like right underneath where your watering is that no matter what you do, as soon as this water goes on for you to start misting, you're gonna have these droplets here, and that's gonna mess up pretty much everything that you set up. I spent hours with my brother setting this up, and sure enough, now that is going to be a part of the finish up against the house. Now, it's not a perfect finish by any means, and that's just because of, you know, the way that this is all put together. But for DIY standards, if you want something a little bit more professional looking, you're going to have to take into consideration where your water source is, and then as far as like spraying and everything else. And if you can see, we have a lot of rocks that are in our finish on the top. I'm okay with it. I just needed this to be done. So we're gonna mist it again here shortly and see the outcome. All right, we're back with the second misting. Like I said, I'm not too concerned about the finish. It was just about extending out this sidewalk. So right now, this is what the sidewalk looks like. Don't say anything to me about it because I already know that this looks completely like crap, but that wasn't me that put this here. That was the other people that sold us this house that put that there. So second is that up there, that's still a point of contention with me, because otherwise it was a really nice slab in my opinion. I'm not really too focused on like the little finish and all that other stuff. Being it my first time doing a dry pour, I think this is pretty good. We went 4 inches down. The forms are good, and you know, it's a pretty thick slab actually underneath there. It's also got great grading. I spent a lot of time digging in the sun, which, you know, I almost got a heat stroke, and I spent a lot of time measuring and making sure that everything was correct on this. So I'm gonna just go ahead and enjoy it a little bit. But the next section that I'm gonna do is fill in all of this area around here, because for whatever reason, the geniuses that laid this sidewalk laid it like this, which looks like it's right on top of the driveway, which makes no sense. So once that gets done, I'm gonna get all of this out of here, weed whack all this, and then I'm just gonna continue the form straight up on the side. So that way, you know, we keep it within line, and I don't have to do too much else. Essentially, this right here, since it's already elevated, there's only two things I can do. I can either slope this, or I can just continue this path in there. So one piece of 2x4x8 probably will fit right here. I'll secure that down, and then that'll be the form for the rest of all of this here. So that's probably the easiest go The only thing is that there is a stump right there. So there used to be a tree here. So I'm gonna figure out the logistics of maybe I'll have to frame that out when I'm pouring my other concrete, just because I don't, I don't want to pour over a stump or anything. I think that's not a good idea. Even though the stump is dead, it's never growing back. I think they put stump killer on it. So yeah, besides some yard work and some driveway work, which we're working on, this is pretty much it. And then I'm gonna have all that in there. So yeah. All right, so it's almost 9 o'clock. We did our very first shower. We did 2 mistings, and then now here we are. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to leave these forms on for like maybe a few days, like 3 or 4 days. But I'm going to finish the watering schedule, and then I'm going to let you guys see it after, or in the morning, after I finish the watering schedule, because it's going to go until about 4 a.m. or so. So I'm going to keep watering, coming out here and watering.
Honestly, it's already like 10. Maybe it's about 10:45.
All right, you can go ahead and turn it off. I threw it down and the water sprayed out over there. So we are on the second shower. It is almost 10 p.m. So like I said, I'm going to keep going, keep doing this. Not bad. It's actually getting real firm. When I first did the second misting, you could still depress the concrete a little bit. After the first shower though, I couldn't depress it anymore. So I imagine, just because this is a 4.5-inch slab, so this is actually pretty far down in the ground, I'm going to water this on the extended watering schedule. If you look at Cajun Country Living, they have the full schedule online. So we are done for right now. So I just finished the final watering. It's hot enough out here, so this should cure pretty quickly. Looks pretty good as far as I'm concerned, and what we needed it for. We needed an extra area right here to have, like our gardening hose, like this thing right here, have that there and whatnot. So yeah, so far so good. Looks good to me. When it finally cures, I'll do another video. All right, so I want to show you here. This is the result of my dry pour project. We poured a pretty thick slab here, as you can see. This slab was about 4.5 inches. It's in the front of the house. This was my very first dry pour, so I didn't even think to edge it here or anything like that, like, use my edging tool to edge it there. But this thing looks fantastic in my opinion. So even if I stand far away, you can see how it's slanting down. That's just for water runoff, which is great. I don't mind it, because when you're actually standing up here, and even when you're standing here, you don't really notice it. And a lot of the water comes down. Before we put this down here, you had a big pit in this area, so I had to put a lot of concrete in this area in order to save it. Since there's no gutters on the house, at least yet, a lot of water used to just pour and pool down here and fill up, I want to say a good 40% of this, and it'd just be flooded here against the foundation of the house. So I would prefer this over anything, but this is the result of it. It's not bad at all. This thing is actually super solid, super square, and I love it. I do. Besides me not cleaning up the edges and whatnot, and Still having a little bit of surface dust here. This sidewalk itself is not even level. Whoever laid this sidewalk before I got here, they didn't, I didn't have a good, you know, area to butt it up to, but it really shouldn't be this high on this side. They should have took more time to level it down before pouring whatever this is here. So, and the fact that it's like sitting on top of other concrete too, which is, you know, not even, not that good, not as reliable. As you can see, it's already cracked there. But anywho, I could go on and on. This whole area that's in here, I'm gonna get this done right after I finish pouring my slab in the backyard. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. I think it's a great project. This is the first of many, and I love it.